Hey everybody, Chapping Nobody Else's Auto, 8 o'clock Sunday evening, time for some Sunday night live chat. Lots of you guys on and ready to go already right out of the gate. Number one, Buick Man, Rod Shop Press, Tony's here, Bill Wagaman, Pete. Glad you guys are all here and ready to go. Alan's here with us. Charles is on. Kevin L made it. Glad you guys keep coming back every week and making this thing what it is. Let's see if we're connected on Facebook. It looks like we are. So, as always, we are live on two formats, both Facebook and YouTube, as you see me glancing back and forth between the two screens for comments. Ken from Michigan, Jim Petty's back. Austin's here. Glenn's on. Still amazes me you guys keep coming back and making this what it is. You invite your friends, and it's super cool that you guys do that. There's Alan. And it looks like we got a few things starting to happen on Facebook as well. It's hot. It's just plain hot today and a little windy today, but it's just hot, 100 degrees. Scott's here with us on Facebook. But that's just the way it's been the last several days, but it's July going into August. That's the way this part of the year is in Kansas. There isn't much you can do to change it. Always been that way, probably always will be. So Rusty Okie made it. Kenny's here. So that's kind of about what it boils down to at this point is it's just hot. That's just kind of the way it is. It's this part of the year. Ain't nothing you can do about it but deal with it. Michael Gagola's here with us. And just work around it. That's all you can do. Frank's here. Glenn said 106 in Salina, so that's probably about what it topped out here because Glenn's not that far from me. GDP's here tonight. Neil's on. So anyway, we got a fun night planned. Auction stuff is going to be a blast. We've got a little bit of a different mix tonight. Chris is on. Chris Knight's back. So kind of excited about that as well. But anyway, as always, before we get too far into things, a little bit of housekeeping. Please double check autocorrect before you hit send on your comment to make sure autocorrect didn't change it to something that I can't make out. If you're on the Nobody Show Facebook page, I cannot see those comments. This is a shared video from the Nobody Else's Auto page on Facebook. So if you want to comment and participate in the auctions, you'll need to be on the Nobody Else's Auto Facebook page or the Nobody Show YouTube channel. Those are the only two sets of comments that I can see. Trolls, we do occasionally get trolls on here. I ignore them. You guys do a great job of making sure that they know they are not welcome. Super chats are always great. In fact, I keep forgetting to buy Gray Kitty's treats. I think Nut Farm threw us a super chat for Gray Kitty treats. I keep forgetting to buy them. I got to get your treats, Gray Kitty. So that was kind of fun. I just got to remember to get a bag of treats for Gray Kitty. And ads. We are definitely dealing with ads now, so I try to catch as many of them as I can and kill them. Some of them, YouTube just runs them, and there isn't anything you can do about them. So that's just something that we have to deal with and try to work around. So anyway, Tony, great gasser show. That sounds cool. JP's here. Daniel's on. JP, yeah, okay, JP, okay. I just want to make sure I'm trying to catch everybody. I know I missed some guys, but I try to catch all of them. Dad's on with us. So, anyway, Devin's on. Glad you're here tonight. And anyway, let's go ahead and get rolling. Get her some catnip. Yeah, I need to get her some treats for that. So, Kevin's on with us. I was thinking Iola was this weekend, Buick, man. I didn't remember for sure, but I was thinking that it was. So, anyway, just making some notes here I was just thinking about. So, Gray Kitty, what are you doing? Anyway, we'll keep rolling. First off, I want to touch on real quick. Rusty Okie and Whiskey Business. Throwing Sparks made it. You're right, just in time. We're just getting started. They started the Nobody's Facebook page. I did see several of you jump on that this week, and that's great. Alex here with us. It's definitely a cool deal. What's it been up, a week and a half now? And we're getting a decent amount of you guys on. So please, if you haven't, if you want to jump on and you want to see everybody on here, they talk about their cars and trucks and their memorabilia and what they're doing. So it's so cool seeing some of that. And just like Andy said, please remember to answer the questions. That way it makes it easier on Zach and Andy as administrators, because I don't have anything to do with that page. Those two guys did that on their own for all of us. So please answer the question so they can do it. I got it right here again. I'll go ahead and put this back up. That's how it is spelled on there. Yeah, tractors, motorcycles, whatever you guys have. I mean, I've seen all that stuff posted on there. I think it's a great deal. There's been talk about doing it for a long time. Obviously, with what I've got going on, it's just another iron that I can't put in my fire. But Zach and Andy took it upon themselves to do it, and I appreciate that. Now, I know you got a lot of you guys probably know I don't comment on anything on Facebook. I don't have time to deal with it, but I do actually look at that page about every day, and I think it's cool the way you guys are posting your stuff on there. So we put this up here. So it's up there. And you can look it up and answer the questions, and then Zach and Andy can get you on there. I'm not sure on that, Pete, other than, they see your name or something and recognize you. But that's I think it's been pretty cool. So just because I'm not commenting, guys, please know I am looking at it. I look at it about every day. And there's been a lot of activity. There's been 2 or 3 posts per day on there, I think, which is super cool. And enjoy doing it, and I appreciate you guys engaging and being part of it. Way Camp's here. And I hope you guys are having fun with it. That's what it's for. And so far, it's been a really good deal. And I want everybody to remember, and I want everybody to be extremely conscious of the fact that, Zach and Andy are helping us out with this, and it needs to be respectful to everybody on there. And there doesn't need to be any attitudes or egos. It's another page to have fun, post your stuff, chat back and forth amongst each other. So let's just leave it that way and make sure we keep it that way. It makes Zach and Andy's life easier for helping us out. And I super appreciate all the guys that do help us out with some of the bits and pieces like this, like we've talked about before, with Pete doing emails, Rico and Jess coming out early, setting up for the gathering. A lot of this stuff doesn't happen without this volunteer time by some of our viewers. Can I help you? Hey, can I help you? What? Yesteryears is here. Yes, we got to do a yard walk, Ken. You're 100% right. Sounds good, Chris. What? What? What are you doing? That's the auction pad. You're going to knock the auction pad off the desk, and then I'm not going to be able to write everybody's notes down on the auction stuff, goofball. You don't care, do you? Seriously? What? Can I help you? Hey, we're on. We're on live right now. Hey, dum-dum. Hey, come here. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. I'm Gray Kitty. Wow. Yeah, say hi. Everybody wants to see you. Yes. Okay. Are you going to say hi to everybody, or are you going to sit there and look aloof? All right. You can get down because we're going to have the chat tonight, okay? Yes. Here. All right. You hop down. That's not hopping down. That's just moving away. There's Randy. So, but anyway, it's been great. And I enjoy seeing all the stuff that you guys are posting, and it's been super cool. So keep it up, guys. Just because I'm not commenting, please remember that I do look at it. I look at it about every day, and it's super cool. So, but yeah, that's exactly how it is spelled, with the capital N and the capital B. And since it's just a beginning page, sometimes that is kind of tricky with Facebook when you're looking for something that isn't big and popular and is pretty new. Sometimes they are pretty tricky to find, so keep that in mind. That's why I keep that up there, so that you guys can know exactly what you're looking for, except my head's in the way half the time, but you can catch it there sometimes. So anyway, Jeff from Ottawa's here. Hey, you're still in the way. You're still in the way. Yeah, do you mind? Apparently not. Organize the yard walks. Go road by road. Hear a quick story or memory on each car. Yeah, that's a good idea. Number one, maybe we could just start spending a few more minutes on some of those cars too. Scott just jumped on the Facebook page, so if you can get Scott in, Andy, that'd be awesome. What? Do you mind? Alex is here. But yes, I've got to get a yard walk scheduled. We've got to get that snuck in. It's been quite a while since we did one. What? What are you doing? All right. It is hey, they said it's your show. What are you doing, Goofy? All right. All right, just got 5 more people. That's great. So Andy's getting you guys knocked in there as we speak. So that's awesome. Glad you guys are in. And like I said, for a week and a half, it's been pretty cool. Had to decline one to no questions being answered just to make sure it's not a bot. So please make sure you hit the questions as they go through. So, and hit the like button. So appreciate that too, says Glenn. So anyway, it's been cool. I like the way it's coming together. I'm excited about it. And I can't wait to see what else you guys post. Because that's, like I said, I check it and I kind of see what's going on and it's neat. Joe just got in. Awesome, Joe. Glad you're in. So sounds cool. Anyway, what else is going on? I did hit an auction last week. So that was pretty fun. And it's going to be great for you guys too, because this was a Car Auction Realty, Chris Frosher, my partner on F&E Collector Auto Auction. They have a regular auction house. And they had a sale Thursday. And I know a lot of you guys have been to auctions, and you'll see they'll like lay stuff out in like beer flats. I'm sure some of you guys are familiar with that. You go to auctions, there's rows of beer flats with stuff laid at it, so you can kind of see what they're selling when they sell those flats. No, that's not it, number one. Rod Shop just signed up. Awesome. 10. I bought 10 beer flats of toys, cool toys, plastic stuff, Renwalls, Tootsies, Red Lines, a lot of cool stuff. I did grab a few things for tonight's auction, but we've got more cool stuff. So, yeah, I do kind of say it fast. I do say it fast. That's right. It is F&E. That's correct. So, we got some of those toys coming up, and I'm excited about that. I think you guys will be too. It wasn't any big $100 stuff, but man, there's a lot of killer, smaller $20, $30, $40 pieces that are great shelf pieces. It's awesome. Yeah, we got a lot of red lines coming. Actually, Addie got into a bunch of red lines yesterday. She ended up finding a batch, and we pulled 5 out of that batch. Some pretty quality stuff, paint-wise and stuff. Plus, still got a few of these others we haven't shared with you yet that I'm excited about. So, okay. Early red lines. It's all early stuff. The 67, 8, 9, 70 era stuff. I think it was all in that window. So it's some cool stuff. I haven't seen them. She FaceTimed me. There were several of them there, but we went on quality on what we picked out, and I had to pay up a little bit. But when it comes to red lines with decent paint, you got to pay up to get them. So Pete L just jumped on. Awesome. Balin Wire's back. Glad you're here, Balin Wire. So excited to throw some of those toys into tonight's auction. I think you guys are going to like them too. What else was going on this week? Meekum Kissimmee, the summer edition. Talked to Jim Wicks a little bit. Did not talk to him last night to get a full recap. We do have one headed this way from Meekum Kissimmee from Wednesday. It's not my car, but we bought it for my uncle got one. So that car should be here hopefully by the end of next week. So Jim helped us out on that one. But have not talked to Jim since Thursday night, I think. I talked to him Thursday night, so I didn't talk to him after Friday or Saturday to see, kind of how he felt about the rest of the weekend. Gauze from Switzerland, awesome. I'm sure I hacked your name, but I'm glad you're here, and hope you're enjoying hanging out with us. But I'm sure I hacked your name, and I apologize for that. But it happens sometimes. I apologize when I get people's names wrong, but I'm glad you're here from Switzerland hanging out with us. Yeah, I'm sure you do, Alan. You being a Ford guy and driving by Jim's place. We've got a lot more videos coming. Alan gets to see Jim's place regularly. We have several more videos coming from there over the next couple weeks. So stay tuned so you actually get to see all the project stuff Jim has in stock. And like I keep promising you, some of the good stuff that Jim has in stock. And it is cool stuff. Lance is here with us on Facebook. Yeah, so we've got some killer Shelby stuff coming. Obviously, his project stuff. A lot of fun stuff coming. Still got ACD videos in the can. A lot of amazing stuff that's going on. Springfield Swap Meet. Good point, Chris. Don't know if I'm making that yet or not. I want to try. I've been the last several years, so don't have that nailed down for sure yet, but I do want to try to make Springfield for sure. The good stuff's all in a building for sure, but we got he's got some cool stuff. 62 Galaxy, the Shelbys, we got some amazing stuff coming from Wix yet, so it's going to be a good time. But like I said, we'll see. Hopefully I'm sure I'll talk to him before next week. We'll see what his overall feeling was for Meekum Kissimmee, the summer edition. That is middle of August, Rusty Okie. I'm not sure on the exact date. I'm sure Chris can probably get it for us. I want to say the 17th or something. Yeah, the 17th is a Saturday, so I bet that's it. So anyway, we'll keep on moving. We got some new inventory to talk about. Promo model badges and caps, story time, raffle, all kinds of cool stuff coming up. And like I said, some awesome auction stuff tonight. So we'll keep moving. Hey, yeah, you're still in the way. No, you don't need to be over here. But new inventory, I did pick up a couple of cars this week, or actually a car and a pickup. So I did make a little bit of headway on my list. But I did pull and this video isn't ready yet, 15th through the 18th. Okay, so I had the right weekend. 15th through the 18th for the Springfield, Missouri swap meet at the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds on the north side of Springfield, Missouri, literally right on I-44. So it's I always enjoy that one. I hope I can make it work. But it's always a good one. I always have fun there. Anyway, this week I drug one out of an old barn. Yes, literally out of a barn. 1951 Ford F1. Someone had started on this truck years ago. One of the fenders was off, laying on the back. The bed was actually outside. I have not got the bed yet. I do need to pick it up later. But I did get the pickup drug out of the barn and got it loaded up and hauled home, as well as a 1965 Nova two-door hardtop. And it's pretty rough as well, but there again, finding any of those 60s era Novas that are two-doors is getting pretty tough anymore. So even though this one's kind of pretty rough around the edges and nowhere near complete, I went ahead and picked it up. No, we didn't do much on the SHOs. Well, and if some of us do get together at Springfield, if you guys are going to Springfield, we'll keep that in mind. If it works, we will all try to get together for a minute. Maybe we'll do a video clip or, do something, some short clip or something, or do some or something we'll put into the Springfield swap meet video. If some of you guys are planning on being there. So keep that in mind. If I can make it work this year, then we will, maybe we can all catch up and you guys can all be part of the Springfield swap meet video. I have been doing videos there for the last couple years. Had a lot of fun doing them. I don't know if you guys remember the Springfield video from last year where we had Mark the toy guy. The dude was like from Nevada or something. And he came out to the Springfield swap meet because he saw the video that I did. So we put him in the video. He had family back in Missouri, and he's like, that looks like a cool swap meet. I'm going. So the Nobody Crew. Yeah, maybe that's an idea. They didn't get a lot done to it, actually. They got one fender's pulled off. They started to patch that one front fender. The other fender still isn't even off the truck. Never took the grill or anything out of it, so they didn't get very far on it. They just started on it. It's about what it amounted to. And then, of course, 10 boxes of toys from the auction. You guys are going to see some of those coming up here in just a few minutes. So, yes, there is. It is the Facebook for the swap meet. It is the Ozark. I think it's the Ozark Antique Automobile Club, or something like. It's the Ozark. Is it? Chris can probably tell us. Ozark Antique Automobile Club or something like that. But it is called. It's some sort of Ozark Antique Auto Club. So yes, they do have a Facebook page, and they have been posting reminders about the upcoming swap meet. So as we get a little closer here over the next couple weeks, guys, I'll get my schedule nailed down. And if some of you guys are gonna be there, absolutely let me know to at least say hi. And maybe we can we can get help you. You guys can all help out with the video from the Ozark swap meet. Ozark Antique. Okay, thanks, Alan. So definitely keep that in mind. We'll see if we can make that happen. Promo model, badges, caps, story time, lots of stuff coming up. Let's grab a promo model for tonight. Okay, it is Ozark Antique Auto Club. Okay. Still in the box. Brand new in the box. One of those that you think, well, that's not that old of a box. It doesn't look that old. It's not yellowed. It's not faded. But it's hard to believe that this stuff is now 30 years old. I guess this one's not quite 30 years old. 29. What? Are you 30 years old? What? Meow. 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 All right, on to the promo. If somebody shut up for a minute. Pappy's here with us. Yeah, cat's arguing. Yeah. And I think I lost. Adam's here with us on Facebook. And I thought this was a great promo. It's not a very common one that I see a lot of, even though it is a Firebird, and obviously I collect a lot of Firebirds. Got this one at the Lawrence Swap Meet, and I thought this was a super sharp one. The 1995 Firebird convertible in teal. I thought this one was kind of unique. This guy had about 10 or 15 promos out, and I ended up just buying the whole lot of them. But this was the one that really caught my eye. Even before I got a deal worked on all of them, I was buying this one for sure. There's no doubt about it. Hold up. We got ads coming. Okay. Gray interior, teal body, chrome WS6 style wheels. Yeah, I don't know that I had either. And I've got some Firebird promos from that era. And obviously, as you guys all well know, I'm a big fan of 4th gen Firebirds and Camaros with two 25th anniversary cars, two WS6s, an 01 and an 02, 97 30th anniversary Z. So this one I was kind of excited about. I just thought this color really stood out. It is new. It still has the wires on the bottom. That's what I've been holding it by, where it had it had it wired into the box. I left them on there, but I wanted to obviously I had to get it unattached to share with you guys. So you can see it on the bottom, as with most of these promos. Pretty basic, nothing very detailed, just what they can actually mold into the plastic. Yeah, it is nice. And it's like I said, I'm kind of excited about it. Buick Man, friend of the Ram Air TA the last year. Yep, I've got my convertible's an 02 automatic. That's the last year. My coupe is an 01 automatic as well. So I have a pair of the WS6s at the end. And one thing I didn't realize, the 01 is actually they made very, very few 01s. They got into 02 production so they could call it the last year. And they did not make very many quote unquote 01 WS6s or 01 Trans Ams, period. They rolled them all into 02s, made a short run of 01s and made most of them 02s. And they are essentially an identical car. So yeah, the dark frame around the windshield does kind of outline that, but like I said, this one was different. It was unique. It definitely popped at me. Like I said, the guy had 10 or 12 promos, and this thing just stood out when I first walked up right off the bat when I seen the promo selection that he had. So, good looking card. You guys obviously like it as well. Lots of great comments about it. Like I said, I was definitely excited about it. So, there we have it. 1995 Firebird convertible in teal. I think most of those cars had a spoiler. I don't remember any of them that didn't. They at least had the low spoiler on them like the convertibles did. Some of the coupes, like the Formula, used the low spoiler. And I think even some of the base Firebirds used the low spoiler. Brett and Heather's here with us. So, yeah, this one, windshield intact and everything. And kind of excited about that one. Let's tuck it back away into the box. And put her off to the side. That's true, GDP. Pontiac did pretty much put a spoiler on about everything. Let's catch some badges and caps and ornaments tonight. Starting off with a grease cap. We've talked about this company a little bit in the past, and this is an early grease cap. We've done some of their more ornamental stuff that's a little bit later. But from our favorite website, AmericanAutoEmblems.com, a group of businessmen, including F.C. Chandler, formed the Lozier Motor Company in Cleveland in 1913 to build their own motor car. Their company was initially called Emise, E-M-I-S-E. So, I hope everything's going good for you, Kenny. Hang in there, buddy. I hope that everything works out. I'm sure it's going to be tough, but we're all behind you, buddy. Sam's here with us. So the Emise, M-I-S-E Motor Car Company. However, the name was soon changed to the Chandler Motor Company. The Chandler was a medium-priced 27-horse, 6-cylinder automobile and was initially offered as a touring, a limousine, or a coupe. The Chandler was an immediate success with the first-year sales of over 2,700 units. The Chandler became a popular and well-regarded automobile, with sales continuing to grow each year as the range of body styles grew. Their best production year was 1926, with over 20,000 cars built. The company set up the Cleveland Automobile Company in 1919 to build a smaller and cheaper car called the Cleveland. In 1926, this subsidiary was absorbed into the Chandler Cleveland Corporation, but there were serious problems in the management of the company, and in 1928, the company was absorbed by Hupp, and Chandler production ended in 1929. So, starting in 1913 was when they got together to start building cars. Now, this Chandler grease cap that we've got here is probably from that era. It's a smaller one compared to what we're used to on this cool little Chandler. And I've got a tape measure here if I can get the cat off of it. Hey, can I have this? I think the Aztec had kind of a spoiler on it. So this is, like I said, probably a mid-teens era. It's only about 2.5 across the back. It is internal thread, just like all of them, with the hex around the front. And it's only about 1 7/8 inches across the hex. So this was a fairly small grease cap. So it's probably, back in that mid-teens era on this one. The Chandler is very pronounced. This cap has some grease in it. You can't really tell, but you can actually kind of see in the back where the Chandler was stamped in it. But a pretty cool piece. So obviously, Chandler was done by 29. We've looked at some of the Chandler stuff from the late 20s, and it is a larger cap. So I am probably going to put this in the teens. Alex may have a little more insight for us. Big Job made it. So probably putting this mid to late teens for this Chandler grease cap. So something that is, we're looking at right at 105 to 110 years old and still in pretty darn decent shape. Next, we're going to do a hood ornament, and it's a beast of a hood ornament. We've looked at it before very quickly. We're going to spend a minute with it tonight. Alex agrees it is one of the early ones. So Alex, definitely our resident expert on that teens and 20 stuff. Always appreciate his input on some of this early stuff. So, all right. Oh, did I disturb you? So this next piece is a hood ornament / part of the hood latch assembly. There's Billy Bowman tonight. And as you can tell, it's got some mass to it. Somebody doesn't like that. She's irritated now. We've disturbed her. This next piece, a piece I got at the Lawrence Swap Meet, you saw it shortly in that video, but we haven't spent a little time with it, so we're going to do that tonight on this 1941 Cadillac. Alex getting thirsty. That's a good point, Alec. Apologize for that, guys. Boom. In fact, we just need to do that. This 1941 Cadillac hood ornament. Check this thing out. This is solid. This is one piece of cast metal. And she's a beauty. Look at the detail in this piece. The wings, the goddess shape, the flowing hair. It's a beast too. This thing's heavy. It weighs, this is just a hood ornament. It weighs 4 pounds. Seems like it should weigh more than that, but it weighs between 4 and 5 pounds on this thing because this is all solid cast metal up here. You can see on the back, even the insides of the wings have detail to them. It's to be a lot of bottle opener, that's for sure. Now, as you can see back here, that actually has a bracket with holes. This did lift up to open the hood, just like this. Just like on the video on Dad's 39 Cadillac, where you grab that and pull it up, and that's what releases the hood. That's right. These were works of art back then. You can see back here at the back of her legs where it is smooth at an angle so that it would fit flush against the hood molding. And just a very, very magnificent piece. So, as far as the body, if we go all the way back to where it cuts off for the hood molding, she's about 9 inches. If we go all the way back to the tip where it hits the hood molding, you're looking at about 9 inches. Overall length with the bracket is about 13. Now, the hood ornament itself, which is what we see, which is what is important. Top shelf material. Yeah, I don't think I want to sell this one, Bill. So she's about 9 inches long and about 3 inches tall. That's true. Cadillac overmade everything. So this one's a beast, to say the least. So, cool piece. Like I said, I didn't need this, but this thing was so amazing that it's 41, Alec. 1941 Cadillac. If you guys saw the video on Dad's 39 Cadillac, it has, it's not this exact one, but it's the same type of concept. You open the hood ornament to release the hood. If I ever get another one, sell one. The guy actually had two of them, and a guy that I know bought the other one. It was nicer than this, but he did have it on eBay. I don't know if he sold it or not, but he had it on eBay for almost $400. Pete says it looks like a Nash one. So I don't know if he still has that one on eBay, but I know he had it priced a little under $400, and that's basically, I think that's pretty much what he had in it. I don't know if he was just hoping it would get bid up, but that was a month ago, so I don't know if it's still on there or not. So yep, I couldn't pass one up for me. Yeah, neat is a funny word. That is true, Jeff. Neat is a very funny word. But she's a beauty. It's a great piece. It's heavy, but it's pretty magnificent. And based on your guys' comments, you guys all pretty much agree with that. So that's what we've got for tonight. The mid to late teens Chandler grease cap. And the 1941 Cadillac hood ornament. He's got some Mercuries. He's got a Comet Cyclone. There was one or two Cougars there. So, yep, you were right. All right. Story time. Oh, that sounds cool. Sounds cool, Heather. Story time. Going back through Dad's files. We've been going through the old scrapbooks for a long time, looking at cars Dad did years ago, but we just put a new twist on it last week because I found the files from when he worked on these cars and bought them and fixed them and flipped them. So, nice. Rod Shop Studebaker wrench is cool. So a couple weeks ago, or maybe a month or two ago, we looked at a car that I didn't remember very well, but I apparently knew about it because I was standing there beside it. This 1969 Pontiac Bonneville, I'm sure you guys remember looking at these pictures. This is the old single-car garage that Dad worked out of for 7 or 8 years. That was it. One single-car garage that he did all these cars, that he worked on all these cars. There's me. Now that we know when this was, we now know that I would have been 4 years old in this picture because now we've got the records. So, there's me at 4. And another shot of it. So, there's the garage where Dad did all these cars for 7 years. That was it. And there's me at 4. Yep, 69 Bonneville. And you're actually yesteryears, you're dead on. And we now know that. We were guesstimating that. But now that we've got the files, we have all the records. What Dad did, all the tickets. So let's learn a little bit more about this 1969 Bonneville from when Dad found it and what he did. So, already getting great comments about the 69 Bonneville, so it's definitely bringing back some memories for the. I look the same. Thanks, GDP. So, on November 24th of 1978, Dad bought that car from the Buick Olds Cadillac dealership that he was working at. It was a trade-in. Price of vehicle, $40. So that's what he paid for it on November 24th, 1978. He bought that for $40. Looks like a pretty good deal. Kind of crazy to think about in today's world, but 45 years ago, that was a whole different animal. No, there was no lift. There was nothing in that garage, Alec. That was all floor work, jack stands, driveway. So, and there's the ticket. 1969 Pontiac, $40. Yeah, 1,000% profit. Yep. So anyway, what did it need? So Dad got that back to the one car garage, and it needed front brake shoes, R&R front brake shoes, pack front wheel bearings, mountain balance 2 tires. Now, if you guys weren't here with us last week, Dad tracked all this stuff that he did. The labor time, the labor rate at $7.50 an hour, how many hours he put in it times the labor rate, how much the parts cost. He tracked all of this as he did these cars back in the late 70s, early 80s. Tune up. Install AC compressor. Check rear brakes. Repair exhaust system. General cleanup. Buff and paint. Repair armrests. Repair seats. Repair power steering leak. Repair high blower relay. Put floor mats in it. Repaired the lights. R&R to battery. Had to do a safety inspection on it, and then the title paperwork. So, and we've got all those tickets here as well for the repair work that was done. The parts store that I actually, and this is kind of weird, and a lot of you guys don't remember, I wasn't doing YouTube when I had it. I used to own CarQuest stores. I had one here in town called Great Bend Auto Supply. Well, this was the old Great Bend Auto Supply because I would have been 4, so I couldn't have owned it back then. But 3010 10th was the address where it was at, and this was a ticket from there. Mike from Texas is here. The ticket for the exhaust work. Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's a good idea, Ad. I'll tell them that. Another part store. This part store is still in town here. He was a technician up until about 78 or 79, and then he took over service manager till 90. He ran the shop up until 90. I'm not that old. So anyway, all the documentation here for the 1969 Bonneville. And if you guys remember when we did that one, all we had were these pictures. I don't remember the car. Obviously, I was there, but I don't remember it. And Dad said it was a quick flip. It wasn't around that long. And we now know exactly how long it was around. It was only around for about 3 months. So, sold on February 20th of 1979 for $600. So anyway, there's the story, the rest of the story. That's what's been fun about these, is getting the rest of the story on these old cars as we're going through these scrapbooks. So, I hope you guys are having fun with this. It's the second one we've done this way. And there again, you guys tell me, but I think it's pretty cool. I hope you guys are enjoying it. And if you guys like it, we got a bunch more to do. It's a lot of fun going back through, looking at what was going on in, back in the late 70s, early 80s when Dad was doing a lot of this stuff. And there's a lot of cool stuff coming. Camaros, Trans Am, stuff like that. So hey, Kevin says definitely keep it up. Sounds good. We will. I'm glad you guys are liking it. Pocketed about $400. Yeah, but you got to remember, you say he pocketed $400. If we look at the time involved as well, he had, 30 or 40 hours of labor in it too. So, are any of these cars in the yard? There is one that I do know is in the yard that we will get to. It's in the scrapbook, and the notes are probably in the file, but there is one car that I do know is in the yard. But you got to remember, I haven't looked through this scrapbook in decades. So there may be one or two more that are out there and just don't know it. We may find some of that. I don't know. We're learning as we do it. So, this one I don't have a clue on. Most of these were just like this, a quick flip. Total parts and labor showed he had like $450 in it, is what he's got written down here. So yeah, we'll yeah, and that's true, Alex. All this stuff always takes more time than you figure. So Michael likes it on Facebook. It's pretty cool. Obviously, it was my childhood and where I learned to do what we're doing here right now. This is where it all started. And I've said this 100 times before, but it all started right there. That's where it started, right there. Every bit of it. Which is kind of crazy to think. Dad said he thought it was a 428. It looks like it's got two emblems on the grill, so it had to have been a 428. You guys probably can't see it, but these 69 Bonnevilles did have on the left side of the grill right here, it said Bonneville, and I can see another emblem there, which would be 428. And this one isn't off of that car, but that's the 428 emblem for the 69 Bonneville. So it's kind of crazy that going from that garage up to the collection now. They only made it for 3 years, 67, 68, and 69, so they weren't real common. It's not one you see very often, but they did make a 428 in those 3 years. So that's what we have for story time tonight, the 69 Bonneville with the rest of the story. Now, one thing that Addie brought up that she did want me to mention, and this is another file we need to dig back out. This address here, 3010 10th, that's where my CarQuest store was at. And it had been a parts store since, obviously back in the 70s, December 30th of 78 when this ticket was written. It had been a parts store pretty much my whole life. What I didn't know until we started doing some digging in the nooks and crannies of that building, that had been the Studebaker dealer for Great Bend back in the late 40s, early 50s. And I actually have a file we found where the invoices of all the new Studebakers that came in there in 50, 51, 52, somewhere in that window. I haven't looked at that in a few years. I need to dig that back out, but that's pretty cool too. So we ought to dig that file of Studebaker paperwork out, but there it is, the rest of the story on the 1969 Bonneville 428 from 1978/79. And I am glad you guys are enjoying this because I am too. It's pretty neat. So. And we got a lot more to go. Files and files and files and stacks of pictures. So pretty cool, pretty excited about it. It's just weird to think where we're at today and sitting here talking about it and the cars that we've got now, and the way things have changed, the way that all the way up to the way stuff is in today's world, and to end up sitting here talking about it years later because we all like this stuff. We're all gearheads. So anyway, Paul, thanks, Paul Harvey. So anyway, let's catch the raffle, and then we're going to dig into some of this cool auction stuff. I'm excited about the auction stuff tonight. I hope you guys are as well. That's right, Alex. Well, we look at them now as old cars. They weren't old cars. That Bonneville was 9 years old in November of '78. So we're talking, this would be like doing 2015 cars today. All right. Yeah, you get I think you get a 428 in the Catalina, the 2+2s, the Grand Prix. I think they're available in all the full size. All right. Raffle, who got in this week? And then we're going to squeeze a bonus drawing in. Then we're going to roll some auction stuff. Kevin Brown, Lee Carr, Brian Waycamp, Austin McCoy, Andy Fox, and Big Job all got in this week. So let's do a bonus drawing. We've got one more set of coasters from Charles. Okay, sounds great, Devin. I'll look for that. I did these last night. I do all this on Saturday night. So the only time I check raffle entries on Sunday is on the last day. The day of the drawing, I will check them, at 5 o'clock that night. But typically, I build all this stuff out on Saturday night. So I'll be sure to have you in there next week. No, I have not seen it, Alex. So you're right. It'll probably be there tomorrow. No, I have not seen you at all. So I will definitely be keeping my eyes peeled for it now that I know it's coming. Once again, courtesy of Charles Fitz, a set of coasters, What Happens in the Garage, Stage in the Garage. As usual, these will ship with your next shipment. I do not ship these individually on the bonus drawings, but courtesy of Charles Fitz, everybody give a shout out to Charles for donating to this month's raffle on this set of new What Happens in the Garage, Stays in the Garage coasters. So let's yank a name out of here, unless it's Charles's. Then we'll have to figure something else out. Right next to it. Right next to it, number one. Charles! Figures. So, we'll have to figure something else out for Charles. So, I'll get something else for Charles. Let's go ahead and yank a new name out of here. Leo won them last week. So we'll have to figure something else out for Leo, because Leo won them last week. So we need to give them to somebody different this time. Somebody who doesn't have a set. Big Job. There we go. All right, Let's write Big Job's name on these. And let's get these back into the big Buick oil can so they're all ready for the big drawing in a couple of weeks. And we got Big Job's name on this set. So huge thanks to Charles for coming up with these and donating them to the raffle. Now, we got one other thing to talk about in the raffle. I haven't showed you what the final prize is. Obviously, we've been talking about these. We've got the Minnesota plates up for raffle. We've got the Kansas plates. Also 35, 36, and 37. So, but we're going to draw 3 names. So we need a few more license plates, don't we? So the first name out of the can is going to have their choice of that set, this set, or we're going to have one more prize. What's the last prize going to be? It's going to be a pair of license plates in numerical order from 1966. $82.70 and $82.71. Brand new in the wrapper from 1966, almost 60 years old. Never been out of their envelopes. So, I think 3 pretty good prizes. You guys all love plates, and I think every one of these is the winner. I don't think there's a bad place to go on this one. The biggest problem is the first name out of the big Buick oil can is going to only gets one batch. They can only have to choose one batch. The brand new ones, 35, 36, 37 Kansas or 35, 36, 37 Minnesota. So, I think this is going to be a good raffle. You might have because you got some that are right in part of this batch. So you that 2, 3, and 4 may be what you have. Because I had a small handful of them. So I think it's going to be a fun raffle. And we will do this in, I guess 2 weeks. The 31st is on a Wednesday, so we'll do this in 2 weeks. So make sure that you are in. And obviously, Devin said he's in. Alex said his is on the way. So we will be keeping an eye out for those entries as well. And make sure we get everybody into the big Buick oil can for 2 weeks when we give all of these license plates away. So we all love plates. They're all cool. They're great display pieces. They're colorful. And that's what's exciting about them. But with that, I guess that brings us up to the auction, which I'm excited about because we got some cool stuff tonight. I hope you guys like it as well. As always, I will hold up a piece. We'll talk about that particular piece. We'll talk about that car, its place in history, any damage the piece may have, give you some dimensions on it. As we're doing that, if you're interested in the piece, go ahead and throw a bid in out there so I know that we've got some interest in it. After we get done with the description, I will put it on a timer on my phone. GDP got a batch of those. Yeah, he can confirm they're that nice. They are nice. We'll go 2 minutes. I will tell you when 1 minute is gone. I will tell you when 1 minute, 30 seconds has passed. When I give you the minute 30 mark, it is time to be thinking about your maximum bid. Everybody has a delay. Your delay can be 5 seconds. It can be 30 seconds. Your delay depends on your internet provider as well as whether you're on a phone, tablet, PC, smart TV, laptop. All those things can affect it. I don't know what yours delay may or may not be. So once I give you that minute 30 mark, it's time to be swinging with your maximum bid. We got a lot of guys on here that are really good at sniping, and some of this stuff gets pretty interesting, especially we get some really cool stuff. And we've got some really cool stuff tonight. Some great plates, toys, grease caps, hubcaps. And I think we got a good mix tonight. We'll see what you guys think after we get rolling. So anyway, everything tonight is small stuff. Wix does not have a website. Basically, it just tells people to call me, and then I can get you in touch with him. But so everything tonight is smaller. So shipping in the 48 states will be included in everything tonight in the final sale price. If you're a non-U.S. buyer, that's fine. You're more than welcome to play. However, you will have to get me paid in U.S. funds, as well as be responsible for non-U.S. shipping, because this thing kind of feeds itself, and it can get really expensive shipping out of the country and put a big dent in the budget to keep feeding this thing. So you're more than welcome to play. We can figure it out. If you want to buy for a couple weeks and then ship it all at once, that's perfectly fine as well. We do that some, and there's some of this stuff, if somebody only buys one or two small things, and so sometimes I have to hold it just to justify the shipping on it. But for the most part, we keep this stuff flowing pretty quickly. So anyway, that wraps it up. Let's dig some of this stuff out and let's get rolling on it. If you've got any questions, you can always give me a shout tomorrow. If you're new to us or have not bid before and you see something cool that you want to bid on, go ahead, throw a bid out there. If you're still not sure of what to do, call me tomorrow. We'll figure it out. Check, money order, Western Union, PayPal, friends and family. All that is perfectly fine. And but we can get it figured out after the fact. So we do have one more toy from Glenn to sell that he donated for Pioneer Village. Let me gather all this stuff up, get it all slid over here to the desk, and we'll start digging into these boxes. As always, we'll start off with one or two cheaper things. I will read all the bids on the first few items so you guys can kind of get an idea for where your delay may or may not be at based on what I'm seeing on my screens. And after that, I will just read the high bids as they pop up. If we have several bids come in at once, I will probably just read the high bid. If you hear me read a bid that you do not see on your screen, it's probably on the other format at that time. So anyway, man, we got a lot of cool stuff. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll start off with some toys and just a couple of cheaper toys. We'll sell these as a pair, but they are cool pieces. These are fresh from the auction Thursday, brand new material. Just got it out of the box, fresh from the auction. These are little rubbery toy cars. So the shirts are 22 for extra large on down and 24 on 2 and 3X, I believe, Heather. It's in the text part of the video. I am just about out of these shirts. So then that's another good point. Anybody that does not have one of these shirts, I've still got large, medium, large, and extra large, but I'm down to 8 or 10 of each of those, maybe. And 2 and 3X, I'm down to 1 or 2. So I'm down to probably 30 shirts total in these in all the different sizes. We are not going to redo this shirt. My shirt guy is working on a new one. So when these are gone, they're gone. GDP's wearing his right now. Awesome. So promos and models, I kind of consider them under the toy banner, but I didn't get any promos in this stuff this week. But we're going to start off with check, money order, PayPal, friends and family the same way. Or if you're going to be in Great Bend, Heather, just call me and you can stop by the shop and pick them up, since you're close. 5X, that I don't have. but that's all he's wearing. Okay, number one, we really didn't need to think about that. So, yeah. Okay, we definitely better get on with the auction now. We've sold some toys similar to this in the past. These are kind of just neat little shelf sitters. They're kind of a rubbery toy. The first one, this is a pair of Fords for our Ford fans. The first one, a Thunderbird. A little baby bird, kind of a red molded rubber, yellow wheels. The windshield and the grill are actually painted silver on the molded plastic. This does have all the original wheels on it with axles. This is basically a one-piece molded rubbery toy with the wheels and axles snapped in it. Along with this Thunderbird, you're going to also get a Ranchero, a 1957 Ford Ranchero. Same color, same format, this kind of rubbery, soft stuff. You can actually see the people sitting in it. The windshield and grill, once again, was just painted on the red rubber. This also has all the original wheels, axles, tires, and everything on it as well. So we're going to sell these as a pair. Alan's starting us off at 10. You're going to get them both. For our Ford fans, the only damage I saw is in the bed of the Ranchero. There's a crack right here. So, all right. Alan at 10. I got to whip the phone woke back up here, so we're ready to go on the timer. And let's go. We're live. Alan started us off at 10 on the pair of little Fords. They're kind of a rubber. There's not, if you can see, you can kind of push them in. So they're kind of more of a rubber than a hard plastic. Alan at 10, as we're getting close to the 1 minute mark. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. And there's the minute 30 mark. Alan at 10, the only bid. Scott's got to go to the dentist in the morning. Okay. Yeah, you better get some rest. JP remembers these from the toy box at his grandma's house. Just about ready. Big job at 20. Just about done, and that will do it. Big job at 20. Slid that one right there at the end with just about 10 seconds left. Not enough for anybody hardly to react. Let's get a license plate snuck in here. Going to a different state. Like I told you guys last week, I had a whole bunch of plates that I bought a few months ago that I kind of stuffed under some cars, and I'm just digging them back out. Yeah, that was perfect timing. It hit on my timer at about 151, 152. Enough time where he was comfortable, but not hardly enough time for anybody to react. Going back to 1957 to Illinois. Yeah, an Illinois plate. Well, check this out. Pretty nice colors, red with white letters. A few little dingies and chips around the edges, but considering this thing is a 57 plate from the land of Lincoln, I was kind of impressed with it. The backside, once again, pretty nice as well. When we find some of these plates from up north in some of those harsher climates, It's kind of crazy that some of this stuff has survived and survived in this condition. For some reason, this plate to me doesn't look old enough to be 57, but I think it looks great. Calico Classics made it. Alex at 20. This is all embossed. You can see all this stamped in the back of it. Basically a 6x12 size plate that we're used to. Alex at 20. Let's get this one on the timer. All right. You guys can think about this one. I'm going to see what we want to do next. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Alex at 20. A minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left. Pappy, 23. Just about ready to wrap this one up. Pappy at 23. A few seconds left. Anybody to react? Alex at 28. And that did it. Alex got it back in there in time. Tony had a 25 in there. But it was a little late, but Alex had him covered at 28. All right. We got some more cool stuff coming up next. We're going to do a grease cap. And I think we've done a few of these before, but this is another one of those that is just kind of a little bit different because it got painted. And now it's got remnants of the paint on it, which is kind of part of the story of the piece. Something for our bow tie fans on this Chevrolet grease cap with red paint on it. Now, what's good about it, obviously, the Chevrolet looks great. Nice, crisp, clear. We can see all the remnants of this red paint on here. As with most of these grease caps, it's got some dings and dents and things like that around it. The hex head was on the back part of the circle on this, so it is round on the front. The hex was tucked right in behind it. It is internal threads. And it is 3 3/8. This is around 30. 29, 30, 31, 32, something like that, I'm guessing. Dean's here just for a minute checking in. So somewhere right around late 20s, early 30s on this Chevrolet grease cap with the red paint on it. There again, these were not supposed to be painted. Over the years, some of it happened. Occasionally, I think we had one that had some green paint on it. That's right, Earl Shop $99 paint job. They just painted it all. That's kind of what happened on some of this stuff. But it also kind of adds to it because most of them don't have that, but the ones that did, it's kind of like what happened, how did it happen, why did it happen? It adds to the story of the piece. So this little Chevrolet grease cap, like I said, at least the stuff you can see is, in fact, let's check this out. We can see the bow tie in the back. We can also see it got a little close to the axle shaft of the nut or something in there, because it could ground a little bit of a circle on the back side of it. So anyway, who's starting us off on the Chevrolet grease cap? It is aluminum, Kenny. Yes, most of these grease caps were aluminum. Some of them were brass. This particular one is aluminum. So, who started us off on the grease cap? Chris at 10. And let's get this thing rolling. Heather, 15. Chris, 16. Kevin, 17. Dean, 20. Chris, 21. Buick Man's back. His internet went down. Balin Wire, 25. As we hit the 1 minute mark, 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. A minute 30 is gone. 30 seconds left. Balin Wire at 25. I think it's late 20s, early 30s. 29, 30, 31, right in that window is what I'm thinking. Coming out of the wire, Chris at 26. And that does it. Chris got it done at 26. There's G. Balin Wire had a 28 in there, but it was obviously too late. How about a horn button? Need to do a horn button. Haven't done one of those yet tonight. I think this is a Hudson. I'm not totally sure, but I know it's got awesome colors. This is out of the big batch of emblems and horn buttons and center caps that I bought a few months ago. But I think this is Hudson. Some of you guys might know, but I know it looks super cool. Check this thing out. We've got a little bit of paint loss in the blue over here. The rest of this blue looks great. The depth in this, just like I've seen on some of the other ones. Look at this center. With all of these, the way it shows the depth with the big diamond in the middle, it looks like a dish behind it. The way this is molded or and set up. You can see on the back where all this plastic was done to show that dimension. Hudson step down. Okay, so Calico Glass says this is a Hudson. And you can just see the design and the depth and the sparkle in that thing. So a few hairline cracks in it. Great blue coloring. A little bit of paint loss over here. It is 3 1/8 in diameter. So a little over 3 inches. John starting us off at 25 on, I just love the blue in this thing. The blue just is amazing. So John at 25 on the super cool 3-inch Hudson horn button. Let's get this thing boogieing and on the timer. Rusty Okie jumping off. Glad you were here tonight. Pappy lost his internet too. Must be some feed issues out there tonight. John at 25. 54 Wasp is what yesteryear says. Says it came in red and yellow and green, but the blue was the best. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. John at 25. Minute 30 gone. 30 seconds left. Thanks, Nick. Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate that, guys. John may have just knocked everybody out right out of the gate on this one. Just about ready to wrap it up. It looks like this one is going to John. John Sanderson at 25. How about some more toys? I keep promising you guys more toys. We got a couple more cool toys. This is another pair of Tootsies. A match set of Tootsies in different colors. These are little early 50s era MGs. They are both original Tootsies, one in blue, one in yellow. Check these out. No breaks, chips, anything like that. Paint's actually not bad considering their age. These both do have Tootsie on the bottom. However, it is in a different spot. On the yellow one, it says Tootsie Chicago across the middle here. And the blue one that says Tootsie up in the front area of it. So these both have original tires and wheels on them, original axles. They are 51, 52, 53 era MGs, and they are a match set in different colors. Same body, other than the fact that, actually, believe it or not, I just saw some differences in these. When you look at them from here, they're basically the exact same thing. And we look at the back, through that, the exact same thing. The insides look the same. However, they are slightly different on the bottom. We've got a side piece right here. The yellow one is a free-flowing fender. So slight difference in the bodies, although they basically look identical. So anyway, anybody interested in a pair of MGs? These are both Tootsies and both in great shape. Angelo texting. All right. MGs, or we put them back and get them back with some other toys later? Or we hung up. I maybe froze up here. I can't move my comments stuff at all. I may be hung up on Facebook. I see Adam at 5 on Facebook, but I've got something with the feed on YouTube. So hold on here. Let me see if I can get this figured out. I don't know if you guys can see me, but my feed is completely locked. I can't go back and look at other comments. I can't do anything right now. Okay, there it started again. Okay, Big Job says you can see. Okay. It started going again, and then it locked it, and then we went for a second, and it says you guys can still hear me. So let's see if this gets caught back up. Because now it's not doing anything. I got a whole bunch of it at once, and then it locked back up again. So we'll give it a few seconds here and see if it clears back up. All right, we'll hold up here a second and see what we've got. And if it's not going to work, then we'll just have to wrap it up for tonight. We'll see what happens. I assume you guys can probably still hear me. My screen is active on my end, but my chat is not. Okay, Pete just told me that you guys can still see and hear me normally, but I've gotten no comments since the last batch that Big Job and Calico Classics and yesteryear's all said you can still hear me on there, and now I've got nothing again on my chat. It's just locked. All right, we'll give it a few more seconds. If not, we're just going to have to call it for tonight because if we're not going to be able to communicate, we're not going to get very far. So, what do you think, Great Kitty? Okay, obviously it's not going to work tonight. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. And we'll see how things go next week and see if things go a little better. It seems like you guys can still hear me and still see me fine. So with that, we'll go ahead and wind things down for tonight. We got a lot of cool stuff for next week yet because it's all still piled up here and ready to go. So we'll get into that next week. We got a lot of cool stuff to do. We got a lot of new videos coming up this week. Still got a lot of Jim Wick stuff, a lot of Auburn Cord Duesenberg stuff, and plus new inventory to share with you guys. So we got a lot of things coming up there. Tuesday we've still got to finish up that last viewer box on Tuesday. So we have to do that as well. So we will be doing that one live, and we'll get some more of this other content up a little bit later. So That's what I'm figuring, David. Something might probably like that happen. So, but it's locked up and there isn't anything I do with it. And it's not feeding me anything. So anyway, we'll go ahead and call this one a night, get things wrapped up. We'll see some of you Tuesday night for Toy Tuesday. We'll wrap up that last viewer box. And then we're going to get into some of the stuff that I've been finding that over the last several weeks. We've been doing all these viewer boxes from a viewer who was thinning his collection down and donated a lot of his stuff to us, which was super cool. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and wind things down. We'll see some of you Tuesday night. We sure hope to see you all right back here next Sunday night for some more live chat. So have a great week, everybody. We'll see some of you Tuesday, and then hope to see you guys all right back here next week. Thanks for watching, everybody.